This is Jack and Ori.
Story time with Uncle Daniel.
Sorry, Grandfather Daniel. Grandpops Daniel. Granddad. I don't know what I want to call it. Granddad? Pops? I don't know. When I'm old, you know what I mean? Anyway, The Wrong Door. This is a story about something that happened a long ago. I'm rushing because I've already read this bit before. You have to tune into the other video. We're going to go straight into the second part. I'm already questioning myself.
Oops. You should have planned this better.
I'm not too keen on the reflection in my glasses. That's why I'm pausing. Otherwise, I'm good to go. How about you? We'll just wait for a minute in case anybody wants to tune in. Otherwise, I'm going now. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's start from the top. The Magician's Nephew by C.S. Lewis. Chapter 1, The Wrong Door. This is a story about something that happened long ago when your grandfather was a child. It's a very important story because it shows how all the comings and goings between our own world and the land of Narnia first began. In those days, Mr. Sherlock Holmes was still living in Baker Street, and the Bastables were looking for treasure in the Lewisham Road. In those days, if you were a boy, you had to wear a stiff Eton collar every day, and schools were usually nastier than now. But meals were nicer. Meals were nicer. And as for sweets, I won't tell you how cheap and good they were, because it would only make your mouth water in vain. And in those days, there lived in London a girl called Polly Plummer. Just reminded me of a girl I once knew. I met at Glastonbury. I wonder if I could ever find her again. I believe her parents, I'm going to say Jewish, but they're really from Israel, so I don't know what religion they are. She had she has white skin. Not sure if she's still very, very white skin. Bright, white, blonde, curly hair, like this. If that's you and you were at Glastonbury Festival and some weirdo took you backstage, not literally, but you know what I mean. If you are the girl in question, could you please get in touch? Because I just want to know if everything's okay and if you did, in fact, learn how to speak Hebrew, or is it Hebraic, or is that in Portuguese? Let's get back to it. It's going to be a long story. She lived in one of a long row of houses which were all joined together. One morning, she was out in the back garden when a boy scrambled up from the garden next door and put his face over the wall. Oops. Polly was very surprised because up until now, there had never been any children in that house, but only Mr. Ketterley and Miss Ketterley, a brother and sister, old bachelor and old maid, living together. So she looked up, full of curiosity. The face of the strange boy was very grubby. It could hardly have been grubbier if he had first rubbed his hands in the earth and then had a good cry and then dried his face with his hands. As a matter of fact, this was very nearly what he had been doing. "Hello," said Polly. "Hello," said the boy. "What's your name?" "Polly," said Polly. "What's yours?" "Diggory," said the boy. "I say, what a funny name," said Polly. "What a funny way of speaking, Daniel." "It isn't half so funny as Polly," said Diggory. "Yes, it is," said Polly. "No, it isn't," said Diggory. "At any rate, I do wash my face," said Polly. which is what you need to do, especially after. And then she stopped. She'd been going to say, after you'd been blubbing, but she thought that wouldn't be polite. All right, I have then, said Diggory in a much louder voice, like a boy who was so miserable that he didn't care who knew he'd been crying. And so would you, he went on, if you had lived all your life in the country and had a pony and a river at the bottom of the garden and had been brought to live in a beastly hole like this. Right, we're going to stop there and we're going to focus on the word beastly. Because if you have the mark of the beast, what's this mean here? Beastly. That's backwards, isn't it? So, beastly. Oh, this beastly hole. And there's the picture. So it's Polly and Diggory. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to stop there because these are just short. These are short videos. Okay. This is the beginning of the start of Narnia. Love you and leave you. Shambamba-doopa. Sorry, it's silent.
Pooh, ah, ah. Yes, please.